Did Marvel Rivals just tell everybody to get their money up, not their funny up? Let's talk about it. YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Father Dark. I'm here bright and early on this beautiful Monday morning. Hope everybody's having a great start to their week. Hope you had a great weekend. If not, I'm sorry to hear that. But let's go ahead and talk about this. So the other day I was scrolling Twitter, and my source for this is videogamer.com. I'm going to leave the link in the description for you all so you can check that out. This isn't anything I came up with myself too. And also, before we get into it, I just want to preface and say that this is subject to change, whether it's from people, complaining about it to Netease and letting them know how they feel about it, or whether it's just because maybe what we saw in the pre-build that a lot of the content creators and stuff were using the other day when Marvel Rivals had their season 3 content stream and stuff like that. Any of this stuff is subject to change, but currently at the moment, this is what we know and this is what we have from what we saw. So, like I said, the other day when a lot of the people like Necros and Boger and just different people, I think it's a RDC World and stuff too. If there was a bunch of other content creators that got early access to season 3, pretty sure that's how a lot of people have seen like the new all black skin for Spider-Man and different stuff like that. And we got to see Jean Grey gameplay and the new map and all that stuff while they were doing that, which is something that they usually do every season about a week and a half or so before the new season releases. There were people who were going through the battle pass, and something that a lot of people noticed that I think a lot of others didn't notice right away was that it seems like they did away with the free track. Meaning that usually with the battle pass, you're usually getting some type of like free content and skins. And the thing is that I don't usually pay any of that stuff attention because I usually just go ahead and get the battle pass immediately. And once you get it, it doesn't like tell you what's free and what's not. You just have to unlock it all the same way you would normally. So, but the thing is though, is that, like I said, now that seems like that's been taken away. And I find it interesting because it kind of seems like Netease is kind of going to war with, the free-to-play players. But speaking of that, somebody who's not going to war with free-to-play players or people who have a little bit less funds to spend on content is actually our sponsor. And I just want to say thanks to U4GM and their sponsorship. They're a pro web provide Marvel Rivals bundles with cheap prices and fast delivery. They have more than 11K good comments. This website is really worth a try. Make sure to use my discount code DARK for an extra 6% off. And also, before we go any further into the video, I just want to also let people know, if you are listening to this and you're someone who usually is a free-to-play player, or maybe you're just having a hard time right now, you can't get the battle pass, or you just enjoy free stuff, I would recommend joining our Discord. I'm doing a giveaway, and just preface and say this isn't affiliated with YouTube at all. This is something that I do in my own time, my own Discord, my own resources, just something I like to do for subscribers and people in the Discord and stuff from time to time. In the next couple of days, what I'm doing right now is you can go to the giveaway section of my Discord. And the way I did it for this giveaway is that I thought of a number from 1 to 3,000. You have to put it in the giveaway section. You can't put it in general chat or anywhere else, but you pick one number. There's only one submission, and whoever gets the closest to that number or gets exactly that number is going to be able to get a battle pass. Now we're giving away 2 of them, and I don't know if what I want to do is give away one for that particular little thing in regards to picking a number from 1 to 3,000, or if I want to do another thing separately, like something else, maybe submit the funniest meme or whatever. That I'll decide. But regardless, nonetheless, though, once you're in the Discord, you'll know because I'll add everyone, so that way you'll be able to know. Nonetheless, like I said, I'm going to be giving away 2 free battle passes before season 3, so at least by Thursday night at the latest. I just want to make sure that as many people get a chance to be able to participate in it as possible. But like I said, by Thursday night at the latest, I will have released who the people are that have won in the Discord. And we'll just go ahead and get that out to you, whether you're on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, respectively. We'll go ahead and get you your battle passes and stuff like that going. So now let's go ahead and get into it now that we've done all that. So like I said, what I find interesting about this is that with seasons 1 and 2, and I believe it was season 0 as well, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, there was at least one free skin in the battle pass. And like I said, you have to forgive me, I usually just get the battle pass, so I don't know exactly what's free and what has been free in it or not. I do know for a fact that when I was doing my console run for ranked, I didn't buy the battle pass for that account because I'm only using it for a couple of days to see what ranked was like on console, and then I left the account alone. But I did notice that the Magic skin from this season, the X-Men one that she has, was actually a free skin, which was really surprising to me because that seemed like a premium skin to me. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy that skin, myself included. So I was really surprised that that was actually a free one. And I think the Hela skin from season 0, if I'm not mistaken, once again, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, and just let people know what the actual free skins were if I'm saying the wrong ones. But I do believe that Hela skin, the one that kind of has like the interstellar kind of like look to it or whatever, that one was free as well. So they've been doing a really good job of giving away free skins, and I've lost count of how many free skins that I've gotten from like events and stuff like that. But I'm just kind of wondering what was the decision making process in that. And I'm also wondering too, somebody else had brought this up as well when I was talking about it, but they were saying the the chrono tokens, whichever tokens are the purple ones that you use to unlock stuff in the battle pass. If it's only relevant for people that have paid for the battle pass, what is the relevance and purpose for people that haven't paid for the battle pass? Now, another thing that I want to talk about too is just the fact that with other games, I don't really know if there are any other like free to play games where they really regularly like give away free stuff at the same frequency that Marvel Rivals has been giving away free stuff, because I've always felt like Marvel Rivals was actually very generous and how much stuff that they just give away. And I'm comparing that to games that I've played in the past. Back when I used to play Fortnite, they did not really give away free stuff. And if it was anything free, it was nothing to write home about. Same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty, now I will say during Modern Warfare 3, which was last year's Call of Duty, currently they're on Black Ops 6 or whatever it is. But with Modern Warfare 3, they were giving away stuff left and right. They were really, really good about like events and stuff. But in regards to actual like free skins though, not really as much. It was more like camos and stuff that you could grind out through like doing like these little weekly events. And most of those weren't necessarily anything to write home about, but every now and again they would give you one that was really, really cool. It was actually better than anything that you could really get like in the game normally. But still though, like I said, Apex Legends, any other games I've really played, if they gave away anything, it was always just something that literally nobody cared about. It was just something, I guess, for them to say that they were giving away something. But for the most part though, it was never anything anybody would really care about. So I've been really like pleasantly surprised with Marvel Rivals and the amount of stuff that they've given away. Now granted, usually, like anything else, it's a free to play game. They got to make their money from something. It's not like there's some other outlet they have to make money. They only have it from bundles and stuff like that. So the best stuff most times, 9 times out of 10, is going to be stuff that you have to pay for. But like I said though, there has been times like with the free battle pass skins and stuff where if you would have put that out as a bundle, I probably would have gotten it. The Magic skin would have gotten that. The Hela skin would have gotten that. And anything else that's been free that I'm missing that's been really cool, you guys can put in the comments as well. Like I said, I'm one person, I forget about a lot of these things here and there. I have so many skins in this game and every other game. They just kind of tend to blend together until I need them or something. Nonetheless though, same exact thing like with them just putting skins in the battle pass period. I talked about this in my last video with the symbiote Spider-Man skin, the all black Spider-Man skin. They have put that in the battle pass, and even though it's a battle pass and you got to pay for it, you have to think about it. This has probably been one of the most requested skins in the game ever, and they put it in the battle pass. Now I had somebody in the last video left a comment I thought was interesting. They said maybe they changed aspects of it because they're going to release the more comic book accurate version of Spider-Man's all black skin down the road, and that will actually be a bundle, which isn't the craziest concept. I've said before in videos that I do think that they might actually have like a wave of skins they release where they actually make them look like straight up just no difference from the comic book type of skins, or they make them to where they actually, and if somebody can tell me too in the comments what it's called when they make skins that look like they're like someone literally just cut it out of a comic book. I don't know what you call those types of skins, but I see them all the time in Fortnite. Call of Duty's done it before. They did it with like the Judge Dredd skin. They had one that looked like a normal skin in the game, and then they had one that looked like it was actually like a flat two-dimensional kind of like comic book skin or something. I can't really describe it, but I've been thinking that they might do that for a while now in regards to releasing skins down the road. That like right now they're giving us their kind of take on a certain skin, and then down the road they'll release the ones that look identical to how they look in comic books or in movies or whatever the case is. But that's just me. And the thing too that I'm thinking about is for me like the sustainability and like for the devs and stuff like that. Maybe there's just too many people that are really eating good off of like the free skins and stuff. And maybe it's not even a dev thing. Maybe Netease themselves came out and were like, hey, you know what? You guys are being too nice. This is a business, not a charity, right? So let's go ahead and hit these people, in their wallets and go ahead and start charging for more stuff. If you want some stuff out of the battle pass, you're gonna have to pay for it. right? And, I do feel bad for people that are free to play because, like I said, as someone who, all jokes aside, as someone who I'm at a point in my life where I have disposable income. I've went through the college younger days where I, had to worry about paying rent and living off top ramen noodles and stuff like that. I've been through all that. I feel like most people, unless you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, that's kind of how life works. You start out, you imagine just like anything else in GTA, what happens? You start out, you got nothing, right? You got to do these little odd jobs and all that. You slowly build it up, and then by the time you get to the end of it, you got multiple mansions with numerous garages everywhere. You got jets and flying cars and all kinds of stuff, right? And that's kind of how like life is supposed to work. You're supposed to start out, you barely have anything, you're pinching pennies together, and then as time goes on, you get to a point where you have disposable income. And of course, like that's where I'm at, but I'm also not like completely inconsiderate to the fact that there are people that have all other types of stuff going on. Like, there's emergencies, completely unexpected things, people that, I was just reading the other day that there's a lot of people, like the majority of people that are graduating from college are having a hard time finding, jobs and stuff like that. And the AI is really starting to cut out a lot of the fat in regards to the workforce and stuff. So there's numerous things that are going on to where people just don't have money to spend on stuff outside of, their main priorities and stuff, their bills and everything. And it's funny because when I was going through the comments, because I originally saw this article on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, most of the comments in there were people saying, oh man, must suck to be a brokey and not my problem. I got money, yada, yada, yada. And, like I said, we don't really know what somebody's situation is. It's very easy to sit there behind a screen and crack jokes and stuff like that, especially when you're in a more comfortable position in life. But like I said, you really hate if that was you on the other side of it. But I also can understand from a business perspective, none of us want to work for free. Anybody listening to this who has a job, please tell me what job you have where you don't mind going into work for a couple of days for free. And this brings me to my next point, right? So there are a lot of people that I know for a fact, like I know this for a fact, right? They are fully utilizing all of the free stuff in the game. And then they sit back and they continuously talk crap about the game. And that to me is wild. See, it's one thing when you're putting money into something and then you're saying, okay, this is trash. Let's say you go out to McDonald's right now, you spend money and you get some fries and the fries aren't hot and crispy. They're not salted enough. Let's say you order a double bacon sandwich or whatever. One little piece of bacon on your sandwich, when really you're supposed to get 3 or 4 or something, right? Then you can complain. You spent your hard-earned money on that. That's mutual relationship. You're supposed to give them the money. They give you what it is that you ordered. But then let's say McDonald's just goes, hey, you know what? You don't got any money today. Let's give them a sandwich over here or whatever. A burger. They give you a burger and you're like, oh, you just gave me a regular burger with cheese. You didn't give me the whatever the most fancy burger is. I'm sorry, I don't eat McDonald's. That was a poor analogy. I don't eat McDonald's enough to know what's on the menu, to be honest with you. But whatever their premier burger is, let's say you're expecting that, and they give you just like the most basic one or whatever, and then you're complaining about it. That's kind of how I feel about it. And to be honest with you, if I was on the other end of that and you were constantly flooding Reddit and Twitter and everywhere else talking about my game and how trash it is and all this stuff, but then you're like, give me free stuff. Yeah, I would cut you off too. I'm not even going to lie, man. So, but I will say this though, we already know that there's a free skin coming. We have the Storm symbiote skin that they have. I forget exactly what they call it or whatever, but we know that there's going to be an event pretty much as soon as the season starts, if not right away, and they're going to be giving away a free Storm skin. And if they kind of hold up to how they've been doing, we're probably going to get numerous events, and most of these events that we get, there's some kind of free skin toward the end of it. So we'll more than likely be getting that. And that'll still be happening. I think this is just more of a battle pass thing, which to me is not crazy. If it's a battle pass or any kind of pass period that other people are paying for, maybe there'll be like sprays and maybe an emote here or there, something like that. But as far as the actual skins though, in a game where that is all they're making money off of, I do think maybe they are kind of stepping back. But like I said, and just got to say it again, we don't know if in between now and when the game actually comes out, or the new season actually comes out, if they're going to change anything or whatever the case is, because whether it could be backlash or them just already, maybe in the build that the streamers got to play early, they just didn't have that in there. But this is the first time that anyone's saying anything about it. So I'm assuming in the past that they showed where there would be like free tracks or whatever the case is. So don't know, but I am curious to hear what you all think about it. Do you think that they should be giving away as much free stuff that they're giving away? Do you think they should be giving away more? How do you feel about this particular battle pass? Is it a big deal to you? Do you not care? Are you a free-to-play player? Are you someone that pays for everything? Are you somewhere kind of in between? Whatever the case is, let me know, because I'm always really interested to hear from you guys in the comments. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you haven't joined the Discord, find the link. It's under more info next to my actual logo on my actual main channel page. You click more info and you'll see the Discord link. You click that, you join it. Make sure you go to the giveaway section to put your number in. Nobody's going to pay attention to it if it's in any other section. You'll be able to find it. And if you can't, just ask somebody or ask one of the mods. I'm in there daily, so if you have any questions, you can just message me. It's not one of those servers where you can't ping the creator or the server owner or anything like that. Worst case scenario, I just get too many pings and I can't respond to all of them. But like I said, there's mods, there's plenty of people in general chat. We have an extremely non-toxic server with men and women. We don't tolerate any kind of toxicity. If you come up in there with that nonsense, we show you where the door is ASAP. We like very chill vibes in there. So yeah, like I said, if you haven't joined that, go ahead and join that. Submit your number, anything from 1 to 3,000, and yeah, we'll be picking somebody here in the next couple of days before this new season starts. But also too, just let me know in the comments, what your thoughts are on season 3. Are you excited? Have you left the game and you plan to come back for season 3? Do you not really care? Are you super excited? Everything in between, let me know. But that's pretty much all I have for this video though. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But I do appreciate you all for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. It's Father Dark, and I'm out.